Thank you, Derek. For In Your Corner, digging deeper to get you answers. After a number of scientific studies show that child cancer rates are soaring among families living south of Lake Okeechobee, and some scientists are saying they're frustrated with the Florida Department of Health, or DOH for short, claiming it's done too little to figure out what's causing the spike in deadly diseases among our kids. For In Your Corner investigator Warren Wright calling, tweeting, and texting the DOH to get you answers tonight. Warren?
Patrick, not one, but 5 different studies are showing kids in this region have a greater chance of getting cancer than in the rest of the state. Scientists want more funding to do more research to figure out what's causing it. But what they say is the Department of Health is strangely silent on the issue.
I'd say that the state is completely negligent in failing to alert citizens and to follow up on a very serious health threat.
Alan Farrago is with the Friends of the Everglades. He says there is too much to ignore, showing a link between the people living south of Lake Okeechobee and alarming pediatric cancer rates. This map shows in red where children have a 36% greater risk than the rest of the state for contracting cancer. Dr. Raid Amin with the University of West Florida conducted the first study in 2010. He says the Florida Department of Health met with him to discuss the study, but then the state went silent.
Nothing happened at all.
The American Statistical Association was so alarmed by the results, 5 different researchers did their own independent studies. And just last year, the ASA, headed by a professor from Duke University, devoted an entire morning of their symposium poring over the numbers, which continue to point to a health crisis. Dr. David Banks.
Does it concern you that the Florida Department of Health has not done anything with any of this data?
It is a disappointment, yes. It seems to me that there is a public duty to take a warning seriously.
So I wanted to talk to the Florida Health Department about that warning.
There's a lot of research showing a link between high pediatric cancer rates in most of Florida south of Lake Okeechobee. There's been multiple studies showing this link, and we want to know why the state health department has not issued any follow-up studies or warnings.
They said they had no comment at this time, but I kept pressing for an answer.
What does the state intend to do, if anything, regarding the serious questions raised by these peer-reviewed and scientifically verified studies?
There may be a link between Lake O and pediatric cancer, but without further studies, no one can understand what's causing it. Other scientists who did not want to go on record explained to me that getting funding for research projects has become political. That is, if a powerful lobbyist feels such studies would be a threat, researchers can find themselves frozen out of getting any type of funding. And this coming to me right before our newscast, the DOH sent me an email stating that their team reviewed the data and they do not see any elevated risk of pediatric cancer. Warren Wright, Fox 4, in your corner.
Okay.